Hi, this is Andy, Golf Zero Romeo Victor Mike. This is the first of 3 short videos about Expert Controller Plus. I'm conscious that now it's in a test phase. There'll be perhaps more people using it, and some documentation would be useful. So, part 1 will be about just installation and a general overview of the app. And then in the second video, part 2, I'll look at configuration, and part 3 will be about operation of the application. So I hope you find these useful, and let's start. Okay, so first step, let's download the software from my website. So I'll transition over to a desktop view, so you can see what I'm doing. If I open up a web browser and go to my website, which is g0rvm.uk, the download is available from either the software section or the support section. Go into submenu Expert Controller Plus, and if you scroll down to the bottom, there is a downloads page, which gives you some of the sort of information about the state of the application, what its runtime requirements are, etc. This table at the bottom is the one that lists all of the test versions. Just now, there's only 2 versions available, so pick the most recent, which will be at the top of the list, which is this one here. macOS will say, where do you want to save this file? So I'll save it in my downloads folder, and that's it downloaded. Right, I'll close the web browser. So the next step is to install that application. So to do that, I need to go to my downloads folder here. If I open that downloads folder, you'll see here the application has been downloaded. If I double click on that, macOS starts up the application, and it does 2 noticeable things. First is it will mount over here where I'm pointing on the right hand side the disk image, the .dmg file, and then it'll run whatever's inside it. So this is the install application. So to install the application, all I need to do is drag Expert Controller Plus over to Applications. And as you'll see, it's popped up a window. It's dropped Expert Controller Plus app into the Applications directory. So I can delete this, or I can close this window now. And I can eject the disk image as well. If I really want, I can remove it from downloads as well, because that's not needed anymore, and close that folder. Right, for convenience sake, what I would suggest people do at this point is just drag the application and drop it somewhere on their dock, and it'll show up as an icon. That's not necessary, because you'll always be able to find it in the applications folder, but just for convenience. So that's the application downloaded and the application installed. Next, we'll do a quick overview of the application. Okay, so if we click on that in the dock, macOS will pop up this little message here saying it's an app downloaded from the internet. Yep, certainly is. In grey and hardly legible down here, it'll actually, Brave is the name of the browser I was using. So it says Brave downloaded this file today at 12:27, which is the current time. Apple checked for malicious software and none was detected. So that's good. That's what we want to see. So if we open this, this is the first 2 windows you'll see when you start the application. This welcome window, which is really just a quick start guide on the key operations that need to be done just to get up and running. If you don't want to see that anymore, you can always untick that, and it only ever shows it when you first run the application. This window here is what I call the overview window, and just lists all of the connections that you've created in the application. So we'll just move that over there. Across this menu bar here, we have the About window. Nothing particularly exciting in there other than gives the current version number, build number, and when this trial version expires. So trial versions have a lifetime of 60 days from the time you install them. So this version here I've got expires on the 2nd February, which will be 60 days from the point of I've just recorded this video. Other options in here, there's settings. I'll run through all of this configuration in another video, but you can create groups, connections, amplifiers, and application level settings in here. File, you can open the different sorts of views onto your amplifier connections. So the LCD, an LCD and buttons window, an LED window, or just the buttons if you so wish. Other things in here, overview is this window over here. Announcements is a window which you'll see in a later video, but is just a big list of buttons for each connection. So you press on the button and you'll get a voiceover, an Apple voiceover report of the status of that connection. So that was view. Activation. So you can activate an individual connection at a time, or you can activate a group of connections at a time, or stop them, or sleep them, or wake them up. Help. So help at the moment just either provides a link to the news section on my website, which will be where I'm posting updates, and the support section. When we finally get around to going for the production ready release, I expect it'll have the links to the sort of PDF documentation as well. Okay, so that was a short video on installation and just a quick overview. The next video will have a look at configuration, how we configure Expert Controller Plus to do what we want it to do. Okay, hope you found that useful. Thanks for watching.